52%. 52% of doctors are dissatisfied with their compensation. Only 48% believe that they are fairly compensated for their work. This may come as a surprise to the common citizen, who is generally under the perception that doctors earn rather well and are amongst the wealthiest. Indeed, they're generally well compensated. However, for the hours they log in and the risks that they undertake, doctors don't seem to agree. It is certainly a finding that needs examination. You see, unlike most other professions, doctors start earning much later. Also, the tuition and preparation process can span over 12 torturously long years after high school. They're already in their mid to late 30s or early 40s by this time. After this, they must build their personal brand, build their patient base, which can take several more years. This fact is generally not acknowledged or adequately understood. Also, debt undertaken during this period also weigh heavily on their minds. Working hours are demanding, and much of that can be non-bedside administrative duties for which the doctors don't get paid separately. Most of them attend midnight, weekend on-duty calls that may not be fairly compensated, even if at all. Hospitals, we know, are complex and are especially dangerous places, as we will see in the next section. The risk of infection remains clear and present every time a doctor is in the hospital. The daily risk that doctors assume is taken for granted and probably not adequately factored into their compensation. Just as some data points, in the United States, orthopedic surgeons topped the list as the highest earners. They were followed by cardiologists and radiologists. Primary care doctors probably earn a lot less. Even amongst tertiary care, a cardiac surgeon may earn several times more than, let's say, a pediatrician, for example. The choice of discipline, the location of practice, the population you serve, etc., seems to have a significant impact on the lifetime earnings for doctors. These factors might help explain why there is a general sense of dissatisfaction amongst doctors with their earnings. 46% of doctors plan on changing their careers midway. Barely 51%, if they had a time machine and go back in time, would choose medicine again. The burnouts, the fatigue, and the perception of compensation has a few interesting but unintended consequences. If we exclude the effect of technological advancements, the top 3 professions that have seen the most significant decline in satisfaction are physicians, teachers, and social workers. I mean, if they could time travel, imagine only 51% would still choose medicine as a career. That's stunning. In 2012, 54% doctors said that they would choose medicine again as a career, and that dropped from 69% in 2011. This was 14 years ago. I'm sure this has steadily dipped over the years, and this metric was a measure around a decade ago. This is dangerously worrisome, as the foundational pillars of any nation are education and health. With the advent of artificial intelligence, artificial general intelligence, robotics, medtech advances, some of the disciplines in medicine could be at risk of complete disruption within the next decade or so. How this might impact the decision of medicine as a career choice is unclear. The questions are not trivial, and the answers are uncertain.